Hey Fab Fam, it's Vinny B with Dead on Board Gaming. And today I wanted to talk about the design of Flesh and Blood and how I don't think it lends itself to casual gameplay. And again, before you guys jump down my throat, I know you can play anything casually and it doesn't have to be serious. But my point is, even when designing something you consider casual, what are you designing in this game? Like the game is made to have close, tight, decision-driven, risk reward based gameplay. Now, just a warning, I'm gonna do a lot of Magic comparisons here, because I know Magic well like that. I played Magic for like 13 years or something. So like I have a lot on that. I played that more than any other game. So I'm going to use that a lot. So, bear with me on this cuz this is not at all by any means a bash on Magic. So don't get mad and stop here cuz that's not what I'm doing. I'm going to just do comparisons. First comparison, and this is the easy one, the first one that I believe you guys are going to say to me, is the card pool size. And I know it'll change, and I know things will happen, and I know eventually we'll probably end up with heroes that do have more of a casual-based thing. And I know sitting at your kitchen table would be considered casual. But again, the design of the game always feels competitive. Always. It just always feels competitive to me. Now, that could be me. I'm a competitive player. Like, even in Magic, I don't enjoy Commander nearly as much as I can enjoy Constructed. I'm a Constructed fan. Period. Like, I like Limited, but, like, I'm a Constructed fan. But my point is that the way the cards are designed and stuff, and the way the game is, and how it doesn't really sit with permanence, and doesn't have like a mana system to build up to, and that each hand is just a puzzle for you to solve and decide who would win the exchange, which is the design of the game, right? So even if we sit down and we just play some games for fun, I feel like we're learning and moving forward at getting better in the matchup that we're playing, which lends itself to a competitive mindset. Now, second thing I know you guys are going to bring up is pit fight, and I'm just not a fan of the format. I don't like the attack demographic, and I know you can change all this because it is a competitive format, so it's a kitchen table format, and you can do whatever you want with it. But the idea of the game and the way that drawing up and everything like that, and the fact that you're surrounded by two people, and if those two people decide they don't want you in the game anymore, you're dead. Just doesn't lead to fun gameplay to me. Now again, if you get a couple people having fun and playing casually and everybody kind of working to have a good experience, I could see it being funner than I'm giving it credit for. But in my little bit of experience, it's just not the funnest. It's, again, like, this game feels like I just want to be competitive at it, even when we're playing those type of games. And that's kind of my point, is like, there's no big, flashy, stupid spell like in Magic. I'm trying to think of one right now. I can't think of one off the top of my head, but some huge 11 mana spell that does a bunch of crazy stuff, changes the whole board, or, like Chaos Warp, not Chaos Warp, what's the one that does the whole board? The Great Aurora, you know what I mean? You like shuffle everything in and then you put that many cards out. Like, we're not doing things like that. That's a casual, fun, strong card, and there's a way to break it, but it's never going to be in like a competitive deck. Maybe it was. It may have been tried, but but the card's for a casual format, right? And I know we have cards like of commotion that looks like it's built for like pit fight or maybe PvE. And maybe PvE is like the casual format, but like now I don't feel we're playing Flesh and Blood like Flesh and Blood. Now we're playing, a co-op ordeal, which is fine, and that sounds fun. It sounds funner than pit fight to me. And I am excited to try it out and everything like that. And again, I love this game. I'm going to try everything out, but it doesn't mean that I'm going to like everything. And I just don't think, again, and like, tell me what you guys, am I wrong? Like, because in my head, this is exactly how I see it. Like, the game's so good at being competitive that it chokes out the idea of a casual game. Like, even when you're playing, you're like learning a matchup. You're learning this. You're finding cards you don't like. You're learning sideboard things. And again, because it doesn't have the mana system to build up and drop these 10 mana spells that do crazy things, your crazy turns are still trying to kill your opponent now and not make some crazy thing happen and we laugh about it and we play another 12 turns. Like, if I do something crazy, it's probably going to kill you. So that's kind of my thought process on what I mean by this. And like I said, I've had this discussion with Bob. I don't know if I ever brought it up on here, but I've thought that for a long time, that the game kind of just has its own, I'm going to say, uniqueness, that it like feels competitive even when I'm playing for fun. And again, you could call that deck testing, and I am a constructed thing, so maybe I consider it deck testing when I'm doing it. But like, I haven't seen a combo of cards that I'm like, that just looks fun. You know what I mean? Like, no, it's always like, oh, well, I can deal 14 damage in a turn. That's sweet. That's fun, but that's not casual fun. You know what I mean? So anyways, I did all this, and I really wanted to make this piece of video just to talk about Flesh and Blood Arena. Have you heard of it? Because I think this might be the one to give a good idea of a casual Flesh and Blood format. I'll put the link in the description. They have a little website and kind of goes with it, but I'll give you guys the basic breakdown and the first idea I'm going to run with. So what Flesh and Blood Arena is, and I can't remember his name, but it was on Discord. Somebody was looking for the game. I talked to him for a minute. He gave me this info. And I really appreciate it because, again, Dead on Board's going to be running this probably next week. We're going to check it out and start messing with this. So, Flesh and Blood Arena, and I'm going to just read it right here, is FaB Arena is a casual format for Flesh and Blood designed to provide a play experience that feels different every time. Designed to feel like Flesh and Blood equivalent of EDH. Awesome. And that's what I feel like they were saying Pit Fight was supposed to be, but like it just doesn't feel like that. So anyways, the point of Arena is you get to pick two young heroes. Your life total is their combined life total. So if you're Kano and something else, you'll be 5 less life than the rest of them. It is singleton. You play 60 cards exactly. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. And you can only use one copy of each unique card. Remember, different pitches are different unique cards. So, Whelming Gustwave blue, yellow, and red are 3 different cards. So you can have 3 Whelming Gustwaves in your deck. They just have different strengths and weaknesses, as you probably know from the game. You get to use cards from both heroes. So now you get to do these combos that that LSS has like went out of their way to make sure you couldn't combine these cards of certain heroes. Now you can do it. But now you're going to get hands that are, lean. It kind of feels like the element system, but you get to do it throughout Flesh and Blood. Now, this can turn into a big issue later as more cards come in, but right now they make a good point that you kind of can't double up. You can't, like Dorinthia and Kasai doesn't really have enough warrior cards to really at one apiece to really fill in what you're trying to do. So you're gonna end up with more generics than you probably want. So it does right now kind of lend towards you want two different heroes or a hero with a. I think this is where it gets kind of strong because me and Bob talked about this, but he made a point like with Brute because you can do Rhinar and Levia, and like that seems crazy, but at the same time, no, that just seems crazy. That seems good, like right. You also, so anyways, back to it. You have one equipment slot, but you can use equipments from everybody. So 2 hands, 1 head, 1 chest, arm, leg. But you can mix the heroes up. So you can use, well, I'm having a hard time with card names today. But Husk can be, if you run a Room Blade, you can do Husk into Peak of Eisenloth, into, the thing that gives you a Seismic Surge token, into the Creepers. Okay? Cool little loadout. Sorry, I'm in because I'm kind of reading over this because I didn't put as many times as I want. So they give a good example of something you can do. If you like Kodachis, you can run Dorinthia and Katsu together, and now you can attack with Kodachi up to 3 times and have the attack reactions to buff the weapons that Ninja doesn't normally have. Cool idea, right? The only card they banned is Duskblade as of right now. And that's pretty much a rundown of the format. I think this just might be the funnest casual idea that I've heard for the game. And I can't wait to try it again. I'm going to try to talk Bob into building a deck next week and at least play a couple games and kind of just get a feel for it. I'm going to be running Prism Kano, I believe, because Kano's ability says non-attack actions, and it's non-attack actions, so the instance won't work. Okay, never mind. Okay, I was thinking that you could do the auras. I guess there's still some things you can. Oh yeah, that plus instance. That was it. The auras are instant speed, and then I think some of the. Well, no, I think most of her stuff's instant. I don't know. See, this is what I'm talking about. Like, I had a whole idea that I can Kano and play Prism stuff. But now that I'm thinking about it, I think all the stuff that I was thinking about in Prism are instants. So now I got to go back and look at it. But I think that's going to be the 2 classes I try for next week. And I'm really excited to see how it works. And I hope it's as fun as it sounds. And I think with the limited card pool, at least as of right now, and depending on how long they take to really flesh out each hero, and if they're only going to get a couple cards every supplemental set, a couple cards for every hero, and then they kind of do this, it could take a long time for this to end up with a card pool big enough to really kind of break it, or double Ninja with double Ninja abilities. You know what I mean? But yeah, so let me know what you think. Like I said, I'll put a link in the description for Flesh and Blood Arena, but it's fleshandbloodarena.com if you want to check it out. I think it's highly worth checking out. People are playing Pit Fight. They like Pit Fight. I think this sounds funner than Pit Fight. It is 1v1, so it does take away the multiplayer still. And again, that's just something that is, maybe you can play multiplayer in it, but it feels like it's designed for 2 people and to kind of just have fun with it, right? Because you are going to end up with really awkward hands, and you're going to end up with hands with combos that you found that you normally wouldn't see. And that is, by definition, to me, a casual format. When you're doing janky stuff that wasn't supposed to be there or isn't supposed to be that good, it was supposed to be a fun thing to do. And I think you can find that in Arena. So let me know if you guys have been working on Arena decks. Let me know your ideas. Let me know the interactions you guys might have found. Let me know, because I'm really into the idea of this format, and I really think that this might change my idea that Flesh and Blood can't really be a successful casual game. Again, let me know. I know some of this is a little controversial, but I'm totally into having a discussion about it, and I appreciate every single one of you. And as always, thank you for being the best community in gaming. I will talk to you guys next time. Thanks as always. And in case you didn't know, we stream every Thursday. We play Dead Games and Flesh and Blood. Flesh and Blood is kind of our mainstay, but we do dabble with other stuff. Come hang out. Come talk to us. That's all we want to do, man. We're just here hanging out. We love games. We love card games. And again, thank you guys, and I'll see you guys next time.